The Agriculture Department is eyeing to boost pork and chicken supply, two commodities that contributed to the slight increase in June's inflation print. According to the PSA, or Philippine Statistics Authority, pork prices rose by 13% in June from the previous month, while chicken prices got more expensive by 10%. With this, the DA is looking into expanding pork and chicken supply as local output remains hounded by diseases such as the African swine fever. To ensure the affordability of imported goods, the DA will impose a maximum suggested retail price on pork in August and possibly on chicken in September. Agriculture Secretary Francisco Tiu Laurel recently met as well with fish suppliers, urging them to sell products not endemic to the Philippines to provide more options for consumers. Meanwhile, the department touted its progress in lowering rice prices, saying that its initiatives have eased food costs for poor Filipinos.
What are the Agriculture Department's other plans to tame inflation and control the prices of goods in the market? We now speak to Assistant Secretary Arnel de Mesa. Good evening, ASEC, and welcome to The Big Story.
Good evening, everyone. Magandang gabi po sa lahat ng taga-subaybay.
Let's discuss rice prices first. They've been declining year on year. Good for consumers, but farmers have been complaining. How do you balance the two interests?
Yes, actually, maganda yung naging inflation data. Year on year, bumaba siya ng negative 14.3%. At kita naman natin yan dun sa mga presyo sa palengke. And at the same time, sinabayan pa natin ng mga programa kagaya ng MSRP and yung ating 20 pesos na bigas. So these things are working. Doon naman sa farmer side, kagaya nung na-announce ng ating Pangulo, pinapag-aralan ngayon yung pagtatakda ng floor price so that our farmers can be assured of stable income when harvest time comes.
Mm-hmm. So when do you see this happening? The setting of a floor price?
Ang instruction dyan is for the upcoming harvest season, this wet cropping season by September, October. Yun yung start natin dito. And then, actually, yung mga traders, they are complaining na yung reason ng dapat mababa yung farm gate because of the, what do you call this, yung 20 pesos na bigas. But it shouldn't be the case kasi yung bili ng NFA doon sa palay na ginagamit natin for this program ay binili ng NFA at 24 pesos. And this is subsidized. Mm-hmm. So, hindi lang siya talaga 20 pesos. So, that shouldn't be the reason for lowering the price ng pagbili ng traders sa farm gate.
Mm-hmm. Yusek, yung speaking of MSRP, no, nung May 15, na tinigil na po yung MSRP sa pork, pero mukhang ibabalik naman come August, which is next month. That was already in the plan. Tuloy pa rin ba? And at ano po yung magiging price? Is it safe na to give an estimate?
For August, for the maximum suggested retail price, that will be planned for imported pork. Kasi yung imported pork is relatively cheaper than the local pork. At para hindi siya mahila pataas kasi dumadami na yung imported pork sa mga palengke. So para masigurado natin that they will remain low, nasa mga 300 level. Compare ngayon, yung Kasim is at 380 and then yung Lempo natin is selling at 440 pesos per kilo. So medyo mataas talaga ito ngayon.
Yung sa chicken naman, Yusek?
Yung sa chicken is being studied and we're planning to have a similar MSRP come September.
Okay. Asik, I wanted to talk about the plans of the DA in procuring corn, white and yellow corn in 2026. How effective is corn po ba as a substitute for rice para sa ating mga Pilipino?
Yung sa corn naman, yung substitute for sa rice, yung white corn. Yung white corn.
Yung white corn, yan po yung uso sa Visayas, no, Yusek? Yung hinahalo sa bigas?
Yes, yung replacement sa talaga yan. Talagang ginagamit talaga yan, yung mga corn grits na white corn, pampalit sa bigas. At yan talaga yung kinasanayan nila na kainin some parts of Visayas and Mindanao. Actually, nagkaroon din tayo ng similar program. Ang tawag natin Rice Corn Blend. Pinapaghalo yung corn grits at saka yung rice natin.
And I believe, ASEC, kailangan ang NFA, kumbaga, ang bibili nitong corn. How important is it for the DA to restore the powers of the National Food Authority?
Yes, meron ngayong proposed bill as being sponsored by the Speaker himself, yung proposed rice bill. Very important ito dahil yung hinihiling namin maibalik yung original mandated function ng NFA for regulatory and for trade, yung sa market intervention. Kasi sa regulation, importante na matiyak natin na talagang maayos yung labeling, maayos yung tamang presyuhan, and dun sa market interventions para mas mabilis yung paglabas at at the same time, mas marami yung mabili ng NFA, mas mapaikot yung pondo niya. So mas maraming palay yung mabibili dahil nga mas mabilis yung pag-ikot. Hindi kagaya ngayon, it's very difficult to sell yung rice ng NFA dahil na rin sa limitation ng rice tarification. You can only sell it for calamity relief effort ng ating mga DSWD, OCD, and agencies like that.
Pero Yusek, huwag natin kakalimutan, may reason kung bakit sila tinanggalan ng mandato to begin with, no? So ano po yung makikita nating difference itong sa new bill to give them a fresh mandate again to regulate?
Yeah, that is correct naman. But if you look at the reason naman nun, nagkaroon ng mga problema, skandalo ng NFA during that time. Pero ang problema kasi is yung management. So dapat ang papalitan mo yung nagmamanage para maayos. Hindi yung tatanggalin mo yung mandato ng NFA. And pag ganun, mas mahihirapan yung sistema. With the correct people managing, plus yung power din ng NFA Council to monitor and to ensure na hindi na maulit yun, that will prevent yung mga hindi magagandang gawain. And under the mga na-imposed na mga policies ngayon, medyo mahirap nang gawin yung mga nangyari dati.
Like it was a source of major corruption.
Yes, during yung mga dati na panahon. At yun ay wala na. Kasi karamihan kasi ng source ng ganong problema is yung sa importation ng bigas at saka yung sa pagbenta. Ngayon naman kasi actually hindi na namin hinihiling yung importation except siguro for emergency situation. Our request focus only on the regulation and market intervention.
Speaking of that, no, kamusta na tayo dito sa mga middlemen/hoarders na matagal na nating inaabangan na may masugpo? Kamusta po yung efforts?
Lately, marami na kayong nahuhuling
Oo,
smugglers.
yung mga onions.
Oo.
In Subic,
Nagpapakitang
Baco.
gilas kayo sa DA, ASEC.
Yes, ladies. Actually, talagang kahit matindi na yung provision ng Anti-Agricultural Economic Sabotage Law for smugglers, hoarders, and profiteers, talagang malakas pa rin yung loob nila. Pero tuloy-tuloy yung ginagawang aksyon ng ating pamahalaan, especially ng DA, ng Customs, saka ng iba pang ahensya. Sunod-sunod yung mga nagiging operation natin, kung may nakakalusot man. Just recently, may pinahold si Secretary Kiko dito sa Port of Subic. About 59 containers yun. Allegedly, ganun pa rin, misdeclaration. And most likely, ang laman nito are onions and fish products pa rin.
Pero have you filed cases already?
Yun nga kasi, dagdagan ko lang before kayo sumagot, ASEC, yung kasi, inabandona, nahanap niyo yung shipment, pero hindi niyo nahanap yung responsable kasi parang iniwan na lang nila doon. So, paano yun?
Yan nga.
Oo.
Actually, tuloy-tuloy ng investigation ngayon. Marami na actually na-file na cases. And to start with, about 18 companies na yung na-blacklist last year. And tuloy-tuloy nga yung filing ng cases. At nasabi na rin ni Sec Kiko na he wanted to see talaga within the year, meron talaga na makulong dito. Actually, yung ibang cases talaga meron na mga na-arresto rin.
Okay. Last question, ASEC, meron pa rin tayong ASF, no, sa hog industry. Syempre, narinig na natin yung mga vaccine, ganyan. Kamusta na po yung industriya, no, yung mga piggery, yung mga hogs natin, nag-improve na ba?
Sa ngayon, konti na lang yung barangays na may active cases. Nasa 32 na lang yan. nag-peak yan third quarter last year to almost 600 barangays all over the country. So nakasurvive, naaayos natin yung ganitong problema. Similarly with the avian influenza, ganun din. And hopefully we're in coordination with the FDA, ma-release na talaga yung commercial approval for both vaccines.
One last question, Asek, going back to rice. The President has said that we had a bumper harvest in 2023 or 2024. What is your projection for 2025?
Yeah, 2023 was the highest record natin at 20.06 million metric tons. This year, we're expecting about 20.4 million metric tons. And we're expecting din na bababa yung import level. In fact, for the first semester, January to June, the import level went down by almost 170,000 metric tons compared to the same period last year. So, yun yung expectation natin. Record harvest for, again, this year, 2025, and lower import level.
And you expect this to continue until the end of the President's term? I mean, what is your projection? Will we be able to achieve self-sufficiency, or is that a pipe dream?
We're not attaining, or we're not aiming for self-sufficiency kasi medyo patuloy yung paglaki ng population natin compared to sa productivity natin. But we're aiming na talagang pataasin. In fact, marami na mga areas yung gumagraduate sa 5 metric ton level of harvest per unit hectare. So, paunti-unti, we're targeting na mas mapataas pa. Especially dun sa mga lugar na very limited yung irrigation, very limited yung paggamit ng high-yielding varieties and fertilizer. That's the focus ngayon ng ating Pangulo at Ms. Secretary Kiko, na ma-improve talaga yung productivity, especially for areas na mababa ang level of productivity.
Yeah, even as some farmers are supposedly abandoning planting rice because it's no longer profitable.
In that cases, of course, hindi natin maiwasan yung iba, but marami pa rin yung based sa data ng PhilRice at saka ng iba pa natin na even the PSA, yung paglaki ng area hindi ganun, kumbaga lumalaki ng konti pa rin yung mga area na planted. Yung harvest area natin is at 4.1 million hectares. Compared sa ibang bansa, malaki pa rin tayo. So, ang kailangan lang mapataas kasi yung national average natin for production is at 4.12 metric tons per hectare. Compared to Indonesia at 5, at sa ibang bansa nasa 6. So yun yung target talaga natin, mapataas yung unit harvest natin per hectare.
So, sorry, by 2028, how much reduction in imports are you seeing? Is the projection?
Medyo mahirap sagutin yun, Ses. Ang talagang target natin is, kasi based on data, pag lumalaki yung production mo, example 2023, we have a very good harvest of 20.06 million metric tons.
Yeah.
The importation ay nasa 3.6. Last year, medyo bumaba ng malaki, gawa ng El Nino, our import went up by 4.8 million metric tons. So this year, dahil mataas yung harvest natin, bumababa rin yung import. So ang strategy really is to make sure that our production will grow para bumaba talaga yung dependence natin on import.
Okay, kaya import na lang tayo ng corn.
Alvin, sir, masarap talaga siya. Ako,
Yes.
gustong-gusto ko siya.
Actually, masarap nga.
Oo, type ko siya.
Dapat hindi pang Visayas lang.
Oo, yeah, pakalatin natin, pauso natin sa Luzon, no?
Oo nga.
Yes, yung rice corn blend.
Well, we thank you for your time, DA Assistant Secretary Arnel de Mesa.